This is Toledo SymphonyLAB, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell. Joining me today are the Toledo Symphony's president and CEO, Zach Vassar, principal second violin and artistic administrator, Merwin Siu. And we also have two very special guests with us, and I'll introduce them in just a moment. But first, I want to welcome back Zach and Merwin for our first episode of our third season. Welcome, gentlemen.
Feels like we never left.
I've been listening to the show all summer, and it feels like we never stopped talking.
Yeah.
Or laughing.
Yeah. You're talking about on the show, right?
Well, yeah.
Sure. That works.
Because I do my fair share of talking and laughing outside of the show as well. But let me ask you two, first of all, did anything interesting happen to you, or did you do anything fun and interesting over the summer you want to share with our listeners?
Well, besides some well-placed tattoos that I'm not going to share.
You just did, though.
Thank you.
I actually got a chance to work with one of our special guests in a really cool festival, the 419 Festival.
Yeah.
So very, very exciting. It was, lost a few pounds, put a lot of steps on a Fitbit. It was very stressful, but got the chance to do 19 local composers over the course of 3 days.
Zach, your turn. What did you do? Did you do anything fun and interesting over the summer?
It's always interesting. It was a strange summer for us. In my family, we moved into a new house, and that always occupies all of your attention, time, bandwidth, all of that stuff. So that's been exhilarating, and let's see. In the office, we've been planning a lot for this current upcoming season. I'm very proud to report that we ratified a new contract with the musicians, a 5-year contract, which is, I think, a good vote of confidence that we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about what's coming up in the season at the end of this episode, also in future episodes as we move forward in our third season. But let's go back and introduce our special guests who have been sitting here very quietly and very patiently. The title of our episode today is New Season, New Faces, and we have two of those new faces right here in the studio. That would be Megan Shusta, who is the new principal horn, right, for the TSO.
Yes.
Welcome, Megan.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah, same.
And Kelly Hill Kretzer, who is the TSO's newest addition to the sales team, working in ensemble sales. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, welcome to you.
Thank you, thank you.
But you are also a flutist, are you not?
I am. Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Tell
And
us-
that's how the 419 thing happened that he was talking about, Merwin was talking about. So I was
The whole thing
involved with that.
happened because you're a flutist?
You know,
You've got to find your
Wow.
inspiration somewhere.
that's right. Well, flutists are the center of the universe, so I've been told.
Megan, do you
Yes.
want to take issue with flutes being the center of the
I
universe?
thought it was trumpet players, actually.
Well, that's actually true. I'll stand back for that one.
Only because they stand there.
Yeah, and the world revolves around them. There's a light bulb joke there somewhere,
There
I
is,
think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of get-to-know-you games, and I gave you all a little homework. And getting to know you doesn't just mean us getting to know you, Megan and Kelly. It also means Megan and Kelly getting to know Zach and Merwin and myself, so we have like a little tete-a-tete here. This is a fun game called Two Truths and One Lie. So I asked you each to give me 3 different things about yourself. 2 of them are true, 1 of them is a lie. And only you know which is the lie. I'm going to start by telling you mine, right? So we'll have a little demonstration here. So I'm going to read to you 3 different things that may or may not have happened to me. 2 of them are true, 1 of them is a lie. Number 1, John Voight. You know who John Voight is, the actor? John Voight took me out for lunch once, and we went to a hot dog stand and stood there as passersby walked by and looked curiously at what we were doing. Number 2, the late, great Hal Prince. You know who Hal Prince was, died recently.
Great producer.
Yeah, he asked me to do Carousel on Broadway. And the third one is Elliot Gould once sang the song Some Enchanted Evening to me in an elevator, or at least part of it. Can you tell which one of those
Can I
is
ask
the
a
lie?
clarifying question?
Yeah.
Is the nuance the potential for the fib? For example,
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
Elliot
that's
Gould
what I'm
have
thinking.
recited
sung.
Some Enchanted Evening to you on a rooftop deck, and then that would be the lie because it was not in an
Well.
elevator? Or was it that you and Hal Prince maybe talked about riding a carousel on Broadway? Or
I'm going to go with the Hal Prince one because I feel like he would. I'm thinking maybe he cast you in a different one.
Yeah. Yeah. Kudos to Merwin. He didn't really cast me a different one. I auditioned for him for the Phantom Tour, and he offered me a role in that, but I had to turn
As a
it down because I
ghost
had opera contracts at the time, so I couldn't do it.
Okay.
And now I'm thinking I should have done it.
What role did he offer you? I'd love to know.
It was a combination of Piangi, the tenor role, and then there was some acting involved. I remember I had to do some line readings for him and that sort of thing. Interestingly enough, he didn't hear that much of my singing. He just kind of, had a sense right away after hearing a couple of bars what I could do. So that was a great experience, which I didn't appreciate enough at the time, but in retrospect, I do. Okay, let's move on. Kelly, you're up first, and I'm going to read these. Number 1, you were a cheerleader in high school. Number 2, you helped place a flamingo on top of the music school at Bowling Green State University. Or number 3, you met your husband in a well-known jazz bar. Bar? Yeah,
Club.
Jazz bar.
Bar club.
Okay.
The flamingo has
Saloon.
that has the ring of truth, I think.
Sounds like one of those pranks you do at the end of the year. Or
But we have to
something
guess
like
which
that,
one is false, not which one is
yeah.
true.
So I think that one has
Well,
the
it's a
ring
process
of
of
truth to it.
elimination here, Cresswell.
Okay.
So
Why is everybody looking
I
at
can't
me
wait
when
to
he
hear
says
this
process
process.
of elimination?
This is going to be a good
So
process.
I would say that the flamingo is just weird enough to be true.
Yeah,
so let's say
I
that one
think
to be
that-
true.
that seems
so that's
true.
between met her husband at a jazz club, bar, saloon, tavern, or what was the other?
She was a cheerleader in high school. I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to say you were not a cheerleader in high school.
I'm going to go with the jazz club. There are too many ways
1,
to
2,
meet a
or
husband.
3. Hold up your fingers.
Which one is
Which one
incorrect?
is a false one? Yeah. Number 2.
The flamingo.
is something I would do. It is, but
You
it was
still have
done
time.
before I arrived. So yes,
Was it a living flamingo?
No, it was not a
was
living flamingo.
a
And it
lawn
Does
I-
that have
flamingo.
anything
You
to do
know,
with the school? Flamingos?
it was before my time, and I'm not sure if it's still there or not. It might be.
You must
But
be
it was
very
there for
tired.
at least a decade. Yeah. It's watching over the courtyard
Good to
there,
know.
that whole
They left it
section
up?
there. Yeah, it was there for quite some time. Yeah. So
You can imagine a campus tour there.
Instead of a
So
falcon.
what's up with the flamingo?
Yeah.
Used to
think
be a
it-
falcon.
Turned pink. Ate too
very-
many shellfish.
We're very progressive here at BGSU.
Yeah. Okay, Megan.
that's right.
You're up next. And just to shake things up a little bit, I have a little theme music. Here we go. This will help.
Nice.
Was this played at the jazz club when you met your husband?
It might have been. I don't remember a lot
Yeah.
of that evening, but yes.
A nice segue. Okay, Megan. Megan Shusta. 3 different things here. One of them is false. You own 6 French hens.
No, false.
Let me try that again.
Is my handwriting that bad? I thought it was pretty good.
You own it's Christmas already. It's going to be here before we know it.
I can't wait
And
to the
3
geese are
turtle
laying.
doves.
Yeah.
You own 6 French horns. Number 2 is you recently got engaged to a trumpet player, hence the comment about trumpeters being the center of the universe.
Yeah.
And your first job was lobster fishing. Fishing for lobsters. Do they call it fishing for lobster? Lobster fishing?
it's
Is that like
Lobster men. but
Yeah. Well. Okay, so
Lobster person.
I bet
Let's have
she
a
owns
vote.
7 French horns.
I'm going to say
Yeah, I feel like
I
the
think she
number of
owns
French
7
horns
French
is
horns.
too
So
specific.
I feel like
8 maids a milking.
yeah.
or 3.
6.5?
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah. Can you have half a horn?
Well, it
I-
depends
I
if it's
do.
a
There are
hand,
some
hand
little
valve or if
vowels
it's...
there.
Okay,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
vote
you know.
here. Who thinks this number 1 is the falsehood?
I think number 1.
Merwin and Zach. Who thinks
So far,
number
we're really bad when we...
Number 2, we know
Yeah,
it's
we know
got to
that,
be
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Number 3, first job was lobster fishing. I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go with number
I'm kind
3.
of with that one, too.
That's false or true? you
It's
think?
false. It's false. So which is which?
So I only have 1 French horn.
Oh, but
So
you
the
guys,
rest-
Zach
We
and
were
Merwin
wrong, but
were right.
we guessed correctly, but in the wrong direction.
I said she could have fewer.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you were even more correct.
Boy, I am like 2 for
That's
2.
as close as I get to accuracy on this show.
I don't know. You've
I'm
held
terrible
your
in
own
the
here and there.
quizzes. It's terrible. Yeah.
Okay, Merwin, you're up next. 2 true, 1 false. Let's get the music back. That didn't last nearly long enough. Here we go. Yeah.
This is too cool to be my
No.
music.
Yeah. Do you have the chicken dance
Here,
over
let's
there?
try this
Is there any
instead.
cartoon music?
Is that better?
Sure. I'll totally take that music.
It's like non-Gershwin.
Okay. Let it play out. This is your introduction, Merwin.
It's like it was written for him.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Gershwin. It's non.
Where's the pizzicato
It feels like
strings?
Victor Herbert.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
there's something more children's. Yeah.
Here we go. When Merwin was a student at Indiana University, the great cello pedagogue Janos Starker once told him at a masterclass that he played like a little child would have. Number 2.
Was that a compliment or was that a?
Sounds backhanded.
It depends
to me.
on what you were playing, I guess. I mean, if it was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, it'd be like, yeah, thanks,
You
right?
could play with the glee
the
of a
chicken
child.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken dance. Okay, number 2. As an overzealous young artistic administrator, I once snuck backstage at a Bobby McFerrin concert and ambushed him outside his dressing room to pitch him a concert concept. That I totally believe, because you remember his story about being in the bathroom with Yo-Yo Ma and stuff like that. Merwin has a history
And stuff like that.
of approaching famous musicians. I'm sorry, but you have to go back and find that podcast if you want to hear it. He has a propensity for, what was I going to say, for approaching famous musicians in awkward places. So I'm going to say yes to that one. Third one, as a former English lit major, Merwin spent an entire semester writing a thesis on scatological imagery in the works of D.H. Lawrence. As a footnote, he says to this day he still has trouble spelling D.H. Lawrence.
How about scatological?
I don't see that as a problem. I think that's true. I'm going to go with number 1 as false. What do you guys think? Janos Starker, although he was notoriously mean to his students.
I'm going to go for number 2 because by the time Bobby McFerrin would have performed here, he would have already been assistant conductor in St. Paul, and the idea of an orchestra show had to have been out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I think it would be such a great story to tell.
They're
Right.
all great stories to tell.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. We make up the one of them, and we try to make it better than the others, and try to make it believable. Anybody else want to vote?
I'm going to go with 3. It's just goes
Number
on
3.
too
One-
long.
The
one for
D.H.
each.
Too
Lawrence
wordy.
thing.
Too wordy.
Megan, you
Yeah.
have to be the tiebreaker.
You're the tiebreaker.
Yeah, maybe number 1 is the lie, because don't you play violin?
I do play
and
violin.
I said 1.
I
Yeah.
do play violin.
So were you playing in
Okay.
the cello masterclass?
So 1 or 3 or 2.
It was
Okay, that's
it was
true.
number 1. That was the lie.
All right, Megan, you and we won that one.
It was actually Witold Ludislavski who made me feel like a child.
Wow.
I walked up to him, and he had conducted.
I mean, was he alive?
He had conducted the Concerto for Orchestra at McGill, and then I said, I played this string quartet. He's like, you played my string quartet? And it's like, oh, well, I mean the one for 4 violins. He's like, quartet for 4 violins. Oh, right, I wrote that one for little children. And I just wanted to sink into the little hole in the floor.
Ludislavski.
Well,
It's
how
like Weekend
old
at
were
Bernie's
you?
or something.
16.
So,
So
still
I mean,
a child?
that kind of works. Or was he talking about like 8-year-olds?
I think he wrote it for like 8, 10-year-olds. Yeah.
And be like, yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to hear the concert concept. That's hard to say, even when it's written
Concert
right
concept is hard to say.
in front. That you pitched to Bobby McFerrin.
He had already done a symphony concert with the Toledo Symphony, but Amina Robinson, the Ohio-based artist, had a symphonic poem exhibit, and I wanted to talk with Bobby McFerrin about realizing that as an actual symphonic work.
So how'd you get backstage?
It's a Hill Auditorium in University of Michigan.
It's big.
He walked in with an instrument case to let anybody in.
Yeah, they let anybody into Hill.
Yeah. Was he amenable? I mean, was he nice?
He was super nice about it. Yeah. I mean, we talked a couple of times before.
So
but
you had a pre-existing relationship,
Semi, yeah.
sort of. Yeah. Okay.
he vaguely recognized me.
Okay. Our last subject is Zach. Zach once taught Dick Cavett a dirty joke. That's number 1. Number 2, he took a Van Cliburn gold medalist roller skating. And number 3, Zach was named for a John Denver song. You know that famous song, Zach.
Mountain Boy Zach.
Yeah, it's a tune sticks in your head.
But you
You
sing
think
it
that's
so
like
well.
the perfect lyric,
I
a
could
one-syllable name.
I could see Zach was inspired by a Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah. You may have been conceived Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio, for all we know. It's entirely possible.
Well, they rolled up the streets at 10.
Yeah. So I'm voting for number 3. I'm saying he was not named for a John Denver song. Anybody else want to vote? What do you say, Merwin?
That seems, yeah.
I'm going to go with number 1.
Number 1, he taught Dick Cavett a dirty joke. Or did he? Okay, what do you say, Megan?
I'm not really sure.
What was 2?
Well, you got to pick one.
They kind of all seem like lies.
We're going to get along beautifully now.
Yeah, I was going to say. And you're off to a great start with your CEO. Yeah. I mean, you guys, like, when you walked in here before the podcast, you introduced yourselves as if you'd never met. I mean, you haven't, like, officially met.
We still haven't.
Yeah. But well, Megan, Zach, Megan. I mean, you are supposed to be here, right, Megan?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, the audition process is very extended here in Toledo.
Okay.
All the way through this.
All right.
Yes.
Back on topic here. We 3 things from Zach. Named for John Denver song, took a Van Cliburn gold medalist roller skating, taught Dick Cavett a dirty joke. Did you choose one? Oh, you said all of them. Okay, well, we can
I'll
do
choose
that.
number 3.
Number
The
3.
John
Okay,
Denver.
you and I are on number 3.
3.
And
I'm
Kelly's
going
on
with
number 3.
3. Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
number 3 versus number 1.
Yeah.
Which one is false?
Roller skating.
What?
I stumped all you guys.
Wow. And you're always making jokes about how you never win at the quiz, but maybe we should just do this game from now on.
Quizzes about lying, I think, are a little bit easier.
You must answer with a lie.
That's how I got this far.
So you took the
Excellent.
Van Cliburn medalist driving?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No, skating. Skating. You took him skating.
I was going to say ice skating, but I wondered if a pianist would actually go ice skating. Roller skating just seemed more feasible.
No. Wait, so that's the one you made up?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Van Cliburn. You should have said you took Van Cliburn skating if you're making stuff up. I mean,
Hey, clearly it was effective. You don't need to make it better.
yeah, but now the real thing that I want to hear
Yeah,
is this
it's-
John Denver song.
Oh, yeah.
What song
it's
is it?
called A Baby Just Like You. He wrote it for his son, also named Zachary. And the way I spell my name, Z-A-K, comes from illustration on the inside of the record album, where it's a Christmas album. So there's, Santa, milk and cookies and stockings hung by the fire sort of thing. And there's a little letter there that says, Merry Christmas, love John, Annie, his wife, and Zach. And Zach is spelled Z-A-K.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we all know Annie's song, so I guess
Right.
there was a Zach song, too. We didn't know
yeah.
that.
So the refrain is Merry Christmas, little Zachary, Merry Christmas, everyone. So that's where it came from.
Do you like, at that time of year, do you turn it on and listen to it in your office?
In my office, in the car. No, it's amazing how the very opening notes of that will make me instantly nostalgic for Christmases past.
Yeah. Let's talk a little more with our newbies today, Megan and Kelly. I want to get to know you just a little bit better. Maybe you can tell us, Megan, I know that you just moved here a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah.
Let me bring on some music for you. A little inspirational music. Tell us, let's say we were making a TV docudrama, after-school special. It's
My
called,
life isn't that interesting.
It's called Megan's Story. Well, we can still lie. It's all right. We'll extend the 2 truths, 1 lie. So, Megan's Story. How does Megan's Story start?
Well, on a lobster boat, obviously.
She was fishing for lobster, listening to John Denver songs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally from Maine, and that was true. I grew up lobstering from when I was about 10 years old with my younger sister.
Lobstering. I think that's
That's
more
the
of an
word.
official
That's what we're
term
looking
than
for,
Yeah.
lobster fishing. You were trying to throw us off, weren't you?
Actually, I was trying to make it more accessible because I know people that know in the Midwest don't exactly.
I'm waiting for the end of this
Yeah.
sentence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
What, know what lobsters are?
Lobster for a living. People don't lobster for a living in Ohio.
Well,
I think that's perfectly
Not
fair.
very successfully.
they're not up on their lobster lingo, shall
You
we
get
say.
those
Exactly.
big rectangular cages, right?
Traps.
Traps. Yeah.
Yeah. See? Quod erat demonstrandum. Right. So continuing with Megan's story, after you stopped fishing for lobsters, where'd you go from there?
So
Crabs.
I went to school. I went to New England Conservatory, and I graduated there in 2017.
Wow, I went to NEC as well.
Did you really?
I'm not going to tell you when I graduated, though. It was in the 1980s.
Okay.
So,
They have a statue of him there.
Eating hot
Right next
dogs.
to Beethoven.
Yeah.
Right next to Beethoven. Yeah.
It's
Jordan Hall.
in the form of a flamingo on top of the building. Jordan Hall.
Nice.
job.
So from when did you start your professional career as a horn player?
I started playing in the Fort Wayne Philharmonic about a year and a half ago.
Yeah. And here you are, the new principal horn of the Toledo Symphony. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it, and I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You excited? What are you the most excited about coming up in the next few months?
Well, the first concert for me is a really big one. It's the Mahler Symphony 5. So I'm really looking forward to that and playing with a great horn section and brass section. Also, a few concerts in January, I think it is. Like, I
Yeah.
really love Brahms symphonies.
Well,
So
Zach,
looking
as
forward
we
to
know,
that.
is a Mahler file, so you have plenty of great horn licks
Yeah,
coming your
totally.
way. Not only this season, but
I
in
saw your
future
license
seasons.
plate before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell folks what it says.
Mahler. Mahler.
That's great. It's Kelly's turn. The Kelly story.
Hello.
Now, whoops, wrong one. There we go.
I liked that one.
No, we don't want the sneaky music for your
No,
for
it was
your
the
story.
hi-hat. That's what I
Yeah.
heard. So
Kelly's story. What would Kelly's story be?
it would be at least a 3-season deal.
Yeah. Excellent. Just like this podcast.
Yes, exactly.
With dramatic twists everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even know where to begin, really.
Yeah.
I started flute in 6th grade because the millage failed at my school. I'm from a very small town in the middle of nowhere.
The millage, like,
A levy.
oh, okay.
Yes, exactly. So the year that I was supposed to start 5th grade, that failed.
Wow.
So yeah, so that pretty much sums up everything. For
So
me.
they because the levy failed, you started
Yeah.
taking flute lessons?
no,
A
I
year
didn't.
later.
I didn't.
A year
yeah,
later. I
yeah.
gotcha.
There
Is
were
this-
no
you started
flutists to
lobster
take
fishing?
lessons from
Gotcha.
either. So yeah.
Were you
yeah.
lobster fishing? But
No, but
No.
I can still catch a crawdad. So
Ah.
yeah,
It's like a
Yes.
lobster.
it is just a mini one, and you can just take your fingers and grab it.
this
I'll just show
podcast
you.
is making me hungry.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I was thinking the same thing.
Today's
like some
podcast is
butter?
brought to you by Red Lobster.
All right, we've only got a few minutes left.
Sorry.
Kelly, finish up your story.
What do you want to know? Ask me something. There's way too much. So
the levees broke. You played the flute. Then what happened?
Wait.
there was a flood.
The lobsters flooded all the way to Ohio.
You held onto your flute, kept you
Yes.
afloat.
So
you
I'm
were floating on the flute.
I'm from northern Michigan. I went to western Michigan. I transferred to Illinois State. And then I took a few years off. I took lessons in Chicago before I came to Bowling Green State University, which I was there for 3 years, double majored, had 3 jobs. It was ridiculous. And then I got stuck here because I married a townie. So
Yeah.
When you say
Yeah.
stuck here, you say that with great admiration and affection for your area, don't you?
I'm just saying I've been trapped in the Midwest for my whole life.
Just like a lobster.
Yes, exactly.
That's okay.
Yes,
That's all right.
that's right. Exactly.
Not so bad to be trapped in the Midwest.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Kelly, what are you looking forward to over these next few months in regards to your work with the symphony?
Oh, meeting a lot of new people. That'll
Yeah.
be fun for me, actually.
Yeah.
And seeing what I can do to, keep things, on the up and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about trying new things. And
Just remember, 2 truths, 1 lie.
whoops.
We have a little bit of time left. I had planned a whole 21 questions that we were going to play, but we'll probably only play like 3 questions.
Before you do, let me just say this.
yeah.
Megan, I just met you today. I'm very excited to get to know you better. Kelly, I met you when you led a Shostakovich discussion
Yeah.
with some of our subscribers.
Yeah.
Brad, I think think you were there as well.
Yep.
And this is going back maybe 2 or 3 years.
Right.
But I remember loving how much you love music and seeing how much fervor there was for you in telling the story of the Shostakovich Fifth.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to have you as a colleague now. So.
Oh, yay.
Excellent. Okay, we're running out of time. Each of you just take one out of the hat. This is one of my 21 questions. Yeah, you take that.
I got 2.
We're going to pretend like we're spinning the wheel here.
Okay.
All right, Kelly, what question do you have?
What is the best way to start the day?
Okay, what's your answer?
Sleeping?
Same.
Correct ensemble story. Try that again.
No, we're not cutting anything out.
Selling ensembles would be the correct answer. to that,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yes, of
Selling
course.
ensembles.
Of course.
I don't understand. Like you're you're selling
Everybody
ensembles
has
that are
this.
performing in the
More
community.
of a renting ensembles. It's not like a
Okay.
permanent sale. It's not like
I know.
they now go to this church forever.
Yeah,
If the price is right,
I,
right?
Exactly.
I didn't only buy a violin; I bought a violinist.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So, what question did you get, Megan?
I got, what would your spirit animal be?
Oh, that's a good one. What would your spirit animal be? Hang on.
Don't say lobster.
Yeah, I feel obliged to say it, but I won't. I really like eagles.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's what I would be.
Those
but
like
I just
flying
like them.
lobsters, kind of. You have going. Yeah.
No, eagles are more majestic, I think.
Yeah.
Majestic.
Lobsters
Cool.
can be very majestic, though, don't you think?
I don't
No,
think they can fly,
I don't
though.
think so.
They're smart. They're actually very smart.
Yeah. Lobsters or eagles?
Yes.
Lobsters.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we'll get off the lobster thing. So you would choose an eagle would be your spirit animal, or you just like eagles?
I like being a human. So, I don't know.
So far, so
But I
good.
just
I really feel like
eagles.
this is working for me, Brad. I'd like to continue it.
That's probably one of the best answers I've ever had.
Yes, exactly.
I like being a human.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
honest.
Two truths, one lie.
New
So
question,
your spirit animal is an eagle.
I guess.
It is now.
It is
Okay.
now.
Yes.
Okay, 21 questions. Let's pass it over to
Okay, good.
Merwin.
Good. Let's, yes.
Oops, I didn't mean to give you any
Got 2
applause.
claps.
It's about
No, wait,
typical.
one at a time. What do you got there, Merwin?
What job would you be terrible at?
Yeah, which would you be terrible
There
at?
are so many jobs I would be terrible at.
Well, pick one.
French horn player.
Yeah, I think so. I would totally agree. I think I'm going to say ice road trucker.
Wow.
Ice road
Yeah.
Ice
trucker?
road truckers. Have
What's
you
an
seen that?
Ice road
It's
trucker.
It's a TV show.
There's a truck.
and
Yeah,
Drives on
and
ice.
an ice road.
Yes, it's basically these really kind of northern Canadian and like Alaskan roads that like they basically there's these parts that freeze over, and you would think as a Canadian I'm really comfortable driving on ice, but certainly not at that point.
I'm so glad we managed to reintroduce the whole Canadian thing.
Yep. he
Yeah.
got
Oh
it in
yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, we had to do that once.
That's
a
a
year.
running gag
I mean, once
that
a
we
week.
have to work on.
You're Canadian?
Okay,
Claps.
you're up next, Zach. What do you got?
Mine says, what would be your first question after waking up from being cryogenically frozen for 100 years?
Wow.
Dick Cavett?
Who's Dick?
Yeah.
Where's the bathroom?
Good question. All right, pass it back to
No,
Megan.
sorry.
Oh, we got more.
Oh, yeah, that's why they call it 21 questions.
Oh,
But there are 4
okay.
of us. It's not divisible.
Yeah, well, I can do one too after.
Name one place on Earth you really want to visit but haven't.
Okay, where would that be?
Perrysburg.
Again now. It's just across the bridge.
What do you say?
Maybe Alaska. I would like to go
Oh,
there.
Alaska. You could,
Yeah.
Merwin could take you there in his
In his truck.
truck on the ice road.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to tell you that because when I came here for the first time, when I subbed here for the first time, I was coming from Toronto. Everyone in the orchestra thinks I'm Canadian.
Oh, awesome.
But I'm not, just so you guys know. I'll take this opportunity. I'm not Canadian, but I did go to school there for 3 months.
You went to school in Canada?
In Canada land, yeah.
Canada land. I like that. We're going to have to bring you back more often. And Kelly, too, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's a Canadian quota. There's Canadian content requirements on this show,
Yeah.
I think.
Seriously, though, everyone in the orchestra thinks I'm Canadian.
That's awesome.
Do you end your sentences with A?
No.
She ends all of her phrases with A's.
A minor. A sharp. Okay, here we go. Here's some good music for the rest of our 21 questions. The online edition. What do you got there, Kelly?
It says, name the one thing you would change about yourself. And this is fairly easy, and I want to apologize to my siblings right now, but I would not be this pale. I would have all these freckles would be more joined together. I wouldn't have to bathe in SPF 4000. All of that would be good.
I'm so glad that you finished with the SPF 4000 thing. For a minute there, my hackles went up.
Why would your siblings take issue with that? I feel
Because
like they
they're
might
very
embrace
much
it.
because I would be different than
Oh, I
them.
see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But maybe
There'd be
they
that
want
whole
the same
jealousy
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
So.
Pass me the bag there. As a bonus, you all get to keep these
I get to
little
keep
slips of
these?
paper.
Oh, here.
It's sort of like your fortune cookie thing. Okay, let me open this up here. If you could make one rule that everyone had to follow, what would it be? Oh, my.
Wow.
I would say A equals 220.
Wow. I can't get my head. Wow, I can't. Woo.
Yeah. It would make all those tenor arias so much easier to sing. That's like, music joke. Musicians will get it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
That's the Canadian A is 220.
Because it's colder up there? Is that the
Yeah.
deal?
Okay.
And only 3/4
Spinning for
the value.
Merwin. Hang on.
This feels like the theme of our podcasts, which is name an embarrassing moment that you've had. And I think I already did, didn't I?
Well, name another one.
Name another one.
Yeah. That doesn't involve bathrooms and celebrities.
That might be difficult for him.
Well, my very first recital, I was sitting and reading. I was like 4.5 years old, and I was reading a Curious George book, and my violin was sitting in front of me, and they called my name, and I jumped onto my violin and shattered it, and had to borrow somebody else's violin to play that first piece as tears were streaming. It was not Ludoslavsky. I had to play Hot Cross Buns as tears were streaming down my face because I had jumped on my violin.
Did you play it in minor?
Wow.
Probably unintentionally, yes.
A minor. I think there was an episode of Curious George like that once with a violin. Yeah.
Curious George is very sad. And
Actually,
depressed.
I'm more about. I'm like at the level of 2 lies and 1 truth at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got, Zach? Oh, hang. Okay, what do you have?
Quick spin.
Mine is what is your claim to fame?
Ah.
So there was a Van Cliburn gold medalist.
That you took skating to a John Denver song.
Yeah, I think I've already mentioned all my claims to fame.
Yeah.
In my
What
Two
was the
Truths and
other
a
one?
Lie. Dick Cavett.
Dick Cavett. You
Yeah.
told a dirty joke to Dick Cavett?
Yeah.
I
I'm still
taught it
waiting
to him. He has
hear what
3
that
times
is.
to get the wording right.
You
It's
taught it to him.
Yeah.
But was it in English?
No, we had this wonderful time. My wife and I had the pleasure of having dinner with him and his wife, and we were having just a great time. And it's one of those weird moments where you're sitting at dinner with one of your idols and just listening to the voice coming out of his face and realizing it's a voice you've listened to your whole life and just
Yeah.
adored. But you get to the point where you wonder, is this it? Like, is it just pleasantries and idle chit chat? And then we started telling jokes, and having that with Dick Cavett is a rather exceptional experience.
Can you
Absolutely not.
share the... You knew where I was going with that.
Off mic, please.
Yeah. Lobster and flamingo walk into a bar. All right, Megan, your turn. Spin the wheel. See what comes up. That's a long wheel.
Yeah. Have you ever named an inanimate object? If so, what?
Like your instrument, for instance. Have you ever given a name to your instrument?
No, my instrument doesn't have a name.
Do you ever talk to your instrument?
No.
No,
Really?
really? Does it ever talk
do.
back?
Mine does. You know.
You name your instrument, Kelly?
Yes, I did.
cool.
Yeah.
You named it Kelly?
No.
Kelly and Little Kelly.
No. Oh, watch out. Yeah, exactly.
No, we just call the piccolo Kel.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick a Kel.
I'm
Wait,
sorry. We
so what name
stumbled-
did you choose? You named your flute, right?
Yes. Hank.
I think Little Kelly is much better than Hank.
Lil Kelly.
I'm Kelly, and this is my flute, Hank. You know what that makes me think of? Did you ever see, and Megan, you're too young for this, but did you ever see the Sid and Marty Krofft show, H.R. Puff and stuff? And you had, like, Jimmy the magic flute, the little magic flute.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going back.
Yeah, he could be like, this is my cousin from the Bronx, Hank. And this other flute comes out.
From the Bronx.
Yeah. He's like, hey, how you doing?
And the other
I'm a
one
bass flute.
just sings Papagena the whole time.
Yeah.
So have you named an inanimate object? Or is that
Yeah,
just...
it doesn't have to be an instrument. It could be anything that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something else in your life.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I named
Oh,
my
that's
this
slippers.
whole show.
Fantastic.
I mean,
This whole show is. Sorry, slippers, did you say? Slippers?
Yeah, I named my slippers Spoon and Fork. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is
That
so
is
embarrassing.
so
Spoon and fork.
adorable.
That's adorable.
Now, is
Yeah.
this like the fork ran away with the spoon kind of thing?
No, it's like spoon and fork, left and right.
Are they shaped like cutlery?
No,
Are they
they're-
bunnies?
Oh, which side does the fork go on? Is it? It's on the right side, right? And the spoon's on the left. And then they have that little spoon up on top.
That's for dessert.
Okay.
Forks go
no,
on
the
the
forks
left.
are on the left,
Yeah.
right? Because the salad fork is all the way over there. Like if you had,
This is why we deal with chopsticks. It's just so much easier.
okay,
Point from Irwin.
moving on.
Gratitude.
by the way, I want some of these like sound effects at home. This
Yeah.
would be cool.
Take 'em with
everybody
you.
listen to you know. Okay, so mine says name your favorite binge show, TV/streaming/podcast/ etc. Well, this podcast, of course.
Yeah.
But
right
other
answer.
than that, my latest one is Good Omens.
Oh, that's a great show. Yeah.
So good. I keep coming back to it. So
Fantastic.
that's
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Greatest Omens?
Good
Omens?
Good Omens.
Just good, not greatest.
Yeah, it's not the well. There is a greatest one in it.
Is this a
but
scary
covers-
show?
Terry Pratchett. It's
No, it's English humor.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Now you have
Yeah.
my
I
attention.
have a thing for English humor. So
Oh, we don't want to do a commercial for it,
What's
but
that?
it's a
Doc
good
Martin.
show.
yeah,
It's a lot of
yeah,
fun.
That's a good one.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Too.
See what I got here. We're just going to keep going until you guys are like, gotta go. Okay. If you had to change your first name, what name would you choose?
Hank. Clearly.
Hank, obvious. It's the best.
Hank.
And you have to say it like that every
Yeah.
time too.
I'm Hank. Hey, Hank. Every time that, somebody's like, hey, Hank, they sound like some strange mythological creature,
There you go. Well,
Hey,
that's
Hank.
what a flute is. Isn't
Hank.
It?
It is. Strange mythological
Horn.
creature.
Hank.
The Horn of Plenty.
What is your new name though?
Yes.
I don't know. I
do you
mean,
wanna go by?
it would be like something strong, like Rocky or Bullwinkle. No.
My name is Bullwinkle Cresswell, and I'm here with
Bullwinkle.
you all day.
Beauregard. I like Beauregard.
Beauregard.
They call me
Okay.
Bo.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, Bo.
Beauregard Cresswell.
Bo.
This
No,
is your
Bo.
alter ego? Ego?
Alter ego.
Eagle
Your
or
spirit,
ego?
spirit animal over here.
Yeah. My spirit animal is my ego.
That's
No
actually
truer
really
words
deep. Well
were
done.
ever spoken.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this segues well. Are you a
You have
cat?
to wait for the wheel
Yeah,
to stop
yeah, no,
spinning.
come
How
on.
can
Yeah.
you know what your
You don't know
question
what it is.
is?
So yeah.
Well, Janet Abid told me.
Oh, okay.
Are you a cat or dog person? I like both animals a lot, but I've owned more cats than dogs. in my
Yeah,
life, so
I'm with
cat.
you. I'm with you for that one.
Oh, he gets
Do you have
applause for
either
that.
right now?
No, unfortunately.
This better be a good one.
Yeah, the suspense is killing me.
It says, what epitaph would you want on your gravestone?
Oh.
That is a good one.
Ooh.
That's a really good one.
So what would it be?
I like the Alfred Schnicke one.
What Alfred Schnicke one?
Alfred Schnicke, the composer.
You and I talked about this. I can't remember what it was.
It's this is kind of music nerddom a little bit, but it's a whole rest with a fermata on it.
Oh, that's right.
What
Was that
epitaph?
the Amadeus laugh?
That was.
It was the Amadeus laugh. Got to bring it back.
We actually just recorded
Special
yours,
occasions.
and then we sped it up. Yeah.
Yes.
What epitaph would be on my gravestone?
880.
I would say, wow.
It's a hard one, I know.
Yeah, it is.
It is tough. That's a tough
Something about
We'll
music,
cut it
I'd
to make
say.
it sound like you just came up with it.
I'd say something about music.
If music be the food of love, eat on. Little worms, eat on.
I could not have said it better.
I don't know if
Well
there's
done.
room enough on the tombstone.
Well, it'll be a very,
room.
very
It'll make
large
room.
piece of
Yeah.
granite. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than I told you I was sick. Right?
Where's the bathroom? I like it again. Yeah.
Right. What do I have to do to get service in this place? Megan, up to you. What do you got?
Have you ever performed in a talent show?
You have. You just nodded. You have. We're on
Yeah.
radio, so you have to say
Must
the
have
answer.
verbalized.
I can't see. Yes, I have recently. About a year ago, I hula hooped and played the solo from the Tchaikovsky Fifth.
On the
Yes.
horns.
Solo.
Now
Oh,
we're
wait.
talking.
I cannot believe you revealed that in public
Wait.
with new employers who would take advantage
No, wait
of
a
that.
minute.
Really?
I was
every
going to
moment.
say.
I feel like the slipper thing is more embarrassing.
Oh, no.
No.
I mean,
But
So
this
you would have
is-
to do this
you're
in
not,
slippers.
You're not wrong.
just to be clear, we're talking about your TSO audition, right?
Yes, exactly.
No.
That's what it feels like. Right?
So if this is what you had to do as the dare, what was what was the truth?
No, this was a talent show.
It's a talent
Nice.
show.
Talent
So
show.
you did not lose a bet. This was something that you willingly conceived of.
I did
and
it with my other section members at a festival.
Did they also hula hoop?
Yeah, but
Did you
I was the only one that could
keep it
yeah,
Keep it going?
keep doing this.
So,
No, you,
but I feel like you would be enticed to play it faster, and it's a famously slow solo. So
No.
how does the hula? Did you disassociate the rhythm of the hula hoop from the rhythm of the horn?
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I'm very good at hula hooping.
wow.
Wow, challenge.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that you
Accepted.
left this out of the Megan After School special.
You
You
Wasn't
can
that
always
earlier?
move things around, Brad.
The
as
hula
well.
hooping
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, but can you lobster? Can you lobster?
This is why she wants
while
to be
you
a
hula
human.
hoop?
Only humans can
That's
hula
right.
hoop that well.
That's true. This sounds a little bit
The
like
wings
the
giving away
Lang Lang
everything.
challenge. Have you heard of the Lang Lang
The Ling Ling
challenge?
challenge,
Yeah.
yes.
Ling Ling.
Exactly.
Lang Lang Ling Ling. Wait a minute. You're talking about pandas. I'm talking about a pianist, right?
Oh, I was talking about the two-set violin.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Ling Ling or Lang
That's
Ling?
the Ling Ling
It's
challenge.
exactly like the 2-set one, but
There is no...
I thought it was about Lang Lang.
It is really not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nobody
you
ever
definitely-
listen to the extended version anyway, so
Let's
maybe we'll get there.
Nobody knows, right?
But the
Wait,
the
what is the
two-set was-
Ling Ling challenge?
Well,
then?
the two
You have
set
to start by
violin.
practicing 40 hours a day.
Right.
That's the very first
Then you
step.
end up hula hooping. It was Hillary Hahn.
That was
who did it,
Hillary
right?
Hahn
Yeah.
was
yeah.
And
But I
was she
thought-
doing a Bach?
Paganini, 24th
Oh, that's right.
Caprice.
It
They
was
were training.
Paganini
Yeah.
Caprices.
Wow.
Yeah.
But-
While
but
hula
But there's no
hooping.
check 5.
Ling Ling was like a
and we did
panda,
it first.
right?
Exactly, right?
There you go.
Ling Ling was a panda. Am I making that up, or is that true?
It might
Wow.
be.
If you need to
Should
be
we
saved this
Google it?
badly,
I think
Kress,
no. I
I'll-
think there was a.
Exactly.
I mean,
You know,
yeah.
you know who would never say something like that?
Bo Cresswell.
Beauregard.
Beaucrest.
Hashtag Beaucrest.
Yeah. Former Marine. Booyah. That's my middle name.
Okay, fine. Ling Ling was a male Chinese-born giant panda who resided
Yeah.
at the
you
Tokyo
have it.
Zoo.
See, I knew there was a panda in there
Applauded
somewhere.
yourself.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Kelly's been sitting there patiently waiting for her turn at the.
She better have a great answer to this one.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. So mine says, name a pet peeve of yours. I had to kind of think about
Of
this.
Brad's or of yours?
So my pet peeve, I guess, if I'm okay, so this is going to be bad. So
Like when Hank gets out of his case,
runs
around.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's out
Eats
there
all the
living his own
cheese.
life,
Yeah.
So I have a thing when conductors like spend any time in rehearsals going over bowings. Drives me crazy.
Because you're a
annoying.
woodwind.
Because you're a
I'm a
flutist.
woodwind. Yeah.
Bowings for the flute or bowings for the string
no.
instrument?
Well, that gets really tiring too.
Yeah, I have to
annoying.
rewrite all my bowings in the middle of rehearsal. Oh, dang, that's an up-down. Yeah, like,
That's the Lang Lang
nuts.
challenge,
I
right?
practiced for days on down-down, and now I got to do up-down. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my pet peeve.
Oh, good to
I had
know.
thought about talking about reed players with knives, but that's not a safe subject, so.
Reed players with knives?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you not sat?
Oh, when they're
They
making
are,
a reed.
They read,
they're
yeah.
always whittling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always.
It's like,
They always have cases of knives and stuff.
what are they, like elite symphonic assassons or something?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. No, like wherever they
As
get
opposed
the
to
chance
the
whip out
elite
those knives.
symphonic assassins.
That's
I mean, those who just try to play
They
people
come
to death.
out.
It's like this triangle is doing nothing.
I can see them in a hotel room, right? They're in a hotel room with the case, and they open it up, and there are all these different knives, and they're like they
They
take it out
whittle
and polish
wherever they
it, and-
can, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
We'll have to ask Felicia about
pass
this
the
when she
bag
gets
over here.
back.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, we're going
Here's
to
your
go
bag.
on upwards of an hour to this podcast. If you guys have time, we can keep it going for a little bit, a few more minutes. Okay, one more round. What do you got there?
Brad, did you skip your turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
That was a very short spin of the wheel.
If a genie granted you one wish, what would it be?
Just one.
I would want to be the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers.
So Canadian.
Not
It
the
is
owner.
extraordinarily
Not the owner, the
Nope,
general
general
manager.
Why the general manager and not the owner?
I think
Control.
because
You have control
you
issues,
get to
don't
like
you?
I totally do.
Is this a hockey team or?
It is a hockey team.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Good
Well, that
guess.
was a quick answer.
Yeah.
Is this a hockey team?
Well, I assume because it's the Canadian thing. I know that Merwin likes hockey. Okay, what do you got,
This
Zach?
one says, "What is the scariest moment you've ever had in public?" And one jumps to mind. I don't know if it's the scariest one. It's certainly the most awkward. So Ignaz Solzhenitsyn was playing the Beethoven Third Concerto, conducting from the keyboard a couple seasons ago, and we were honoring the anniversary of the Orser Steinway that we have on stage. And I came out to say some words about it, and I noticed that he had an iPad left over from rehearsal, or maybe he was using it for the for music during the performance, and it wasn't there the night before, and I hadn't seen the iPad. And I look back to say, and Mr. Orser was generous enough to give us this beautiful, and I look back and I see this iPad winking at me, and I just stopped. I got stuck, and I could not come up with the word piano. So I finally come through as like instrument, and I sit back down very flustered because I messed up the speech. And my father-in-law had just flown in from Oregon and came straight to the concert, and he said, "You really got stuck there, didn't you?"
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. He's like, I'm taking your John Denver medal back.
No, it's just one of those terrible moments where to everyone
happens.
else, it looked like I forgot what a piano was. Instead, I was taken off by this
Whatever.
Oh,
iPad.
you
on
just
stage.
forgot what it's
Yes,
called. That's
right.
all. You forget what it was.
This kazoo over here.
It's that thing that makes noise. You hit the keys and makes a bunch of noise.
That poundy thing.
Name is Hank.
Piano.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, thank you for the lovely Hank. All right.
See? It's a good name, I'm telling you.
Short for Hanky. Okay, Megan, let's do one more with Megan and Kelly here.
Megan Kelly.
I know, I thought of that earlier, but
You don't hear that name.
we have a
much
little
anymore.
Fox News aesthetic going on here. Okay, Megan,
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
that's for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Is the
think
answer yes?
I think I'm some of both, and it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like in this current situation, I feel a little bit like an introvert.
Yet you've told us so much about yourself.
Yeah, we
That's
know
true.
all about you now.
Slippers and, yeah.
But like on stage, my role as principal horn is very extroverted. So I definitely have that personality inside me as well. And yeah.
So would you say professionally you're an extrovert and off stage you're more of an introvert?
Yeah. And also when I don't know the people as well, I'm more introverted.
Yeah.
And then once I get comfortable, I open up a lot.
Given
Yeah.
all the tools we've handed you today through these 21 questions, through our 2 truths and a lie, I mean, is this a reasonable way to get to know people, or do you want to go do it the old-fashioned way?
No, this is great.
Nice answer. Good answer.
Okay.
All
Last
right,
one.
Last one. What skill would you like to master? The English language might be a good place to start, but I'm going to go with I want to know how to do a flip turn in the pool.
A flip turn in the
Flip
pool.
turn.
Can
You know, when
describe
you
that?
go down, you're swimming, you get to the end, and you go flip, and you
yeah.
bounce back. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
want.
What in the world ever made you think of that?
My son, who's all of 9, learned how to do it last year when he was 8. And so it's kind of my dirty little secret with my son. He's probably going to have to teach me how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to hula hoop like Megan.
Well, there's that, too.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, kids can just take to that kind of movement.
he doesn't think anything of it.
And
Yeah.
I would wonder if he could teach it to you. Because if that were me and I would know all the things I was supposed to do, I would just
Yeah.
realize that I'm racing toward the wall. And there's a big part of me that would want to stop. It's like doing a somersault now as an adult. It's like,
Yes,
I get
exactly.
it, but I cannot make
Can
myself
I
do it.
Exactly. Will I drown momentarily? Will anyone know that I'm drowning?
Will I break my neck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, on that thrilling note, that's about all the time that we have for this extended version of the podcast. I want to thank our special guests who came in today, Megan Shusta and Kelly Hill Kretzer. Thank you both for coming in and joining us.
Thank you.
And joining the organization.
Yeah.
Here.
And also thanks to President and CEO of the Toledo Symphony, Zach Vassar, also Principal Second Violin and Artistic Administrator Merwin Sue for rejoining us. We're going to have Felicia Canny joining us again in her usual spot in future episodes. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our partner, the Toledo Symphony. You can download episodes of this program as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab. And you can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. And remember, you can check out all the upcoming events of the new season from the Toledo Symphony by visiting their website at toledosymphony.com and through their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Brad Cresswell, and you've been listening to Toledo SymphonyLAB from FM 91.